The life of a tiger in captivity. I don't know. I've thought about this for many months, many years. I think a tiger can have a better life in captivity than in the wild. I rest my case. Now, one thing I noticed once about Enzo when he slept is that he was never really fully asleep. Basically, a part of him stayed awake because he was still used to, I guess, what his mom told him. They are not able to take a complete sleep. It needs to be done in such a way that they can still listen. And they constantly had to listen for anything that could fight them. Well, each other, because there's not much other animals that will just take on a tiger. But I guess in the days of the dinosaurs, a dinosaur could have easily planned to get him. And it could be his last nap that he ever took. But I remember when Enzo was a little cub, he was sleeping, but his ear would turn and turn left to right, listening for any signs of anything that could be a problem. So that water is now just the perfect depth for the Diego. Look at his legs, he's touching the floor, but he's floating, but he's sitting there without effort. He does not need to keep himself upright. He can just relax. And that is now the perfect depth of water. If I make it deeper, his nose will be in the water. Enzo is just lying down there sideways, trying to get as little sun on him as possible. Just another thing that I've learned. Tigers do not like to be in the sun at all. I guess their hair is too short. They could very easily burn through that thin hair, especially on their stomachs. They could get a sunburn. I remember one day looking at Diego. He looked at me and I saw inside his ears the two red spots in the inside of his ears. And that was the sun shining through the white spots on the outside of his ears. So the white hair definitely does not block the sun. So I guess when a tiger gets a sunburn, the first place he will burn is inside his ears, because the sun penetrated clearly, showing two red circles that was shining through. Like if you look at him there and you saw two red circles inside his ear, and then he turns his head and you see the white spots on the outside. Those white spots, the sun just goes through them like nothing. So I don't think you'll ever find a tiger sleeping upside down in the sun. And if it does, he won't do it for long, because he will get a sunburn. And they are very particular on the sun. Even in the water, he still stays in the shade. Now I say this a lot because I want a lot of people to know this, because I never knew that a tiger was basically allergic to the sun, and their noses crack up, and I guess their eyes and everything is sensitive to the sun because they are not used to that kind of environment. So I hope that people who take tigers and just put him in an open field, like across the road from me. There. That's an open field. If you put that tiger in that open field, and there's no tree, you are harming him a lot. We're not talking a little here. We're talking a lot. They do need water like this. They relax in it. Today is a hot day, and there is absolutely nothing better for him than to just lie there in the water and relax. And I have to say, I would really like to go lie down there with him right now, because it is warm. But then again, don't forget, last time we checked, he was the tiger. And he's going to hurt you, and he's not going to care. And he's going to hurt you more than you think. Even though they're sleeping now. One of the first things I've learned about a tiger is that it is not just a bundle of instinct with claws. No, there is intelligence. They are very capable of changing their mind. Just 1 minute he's a tiger, the next moment he's like a little bunny rabbit. And when you enter, you go lie down next to him, and he changes back into that tiger. And you will be sorry. He knows how to act so that you think that it's safe to enter. But guys, don't ever do that. You are in for a very rude awakening. They are very strong, they are very capable, and you will be very damaged if you live to tell the tale. But with the fence, a good fence up, you can spend years watching the tigers relax in the pool, sleeping, eating, walking around, exploring their area, enjoying their little jungle at the back, and just have fun. They are not solitary animals at all. I know everybody was taught in school that tigers are solitary animals. That is when they are forced to exist in the wild, and they have to compete against one another for acres of ground where they could have certain other species breed so they could have enough food. So the only reason why they will be solitaire is if they are in direct competition with one another for food. And I guess that is everybody on the planet. Every animal, every human, every tiger will be like that. But it is not like we were told. They are not solitary animals. They do want company. I can see every day how the tigers interact with the dogs through the fence. I can see how they interact with one another. There's Dainty now. And guys, it looks like Dainty's chasing him and barking, but they are playing and they are amusing one another and they are giving companionship. The cats, at night I see the cats all around here playing in those pots, and they entertain the tigers. The tigers sit there and watch them. And if they would be able to come out, I guess they will rain havoc on them. But that little dove, he is companionship. I've seen him sit right there by Enzo's face on that log many times. So I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say tigers are not solitary animals. If you're going to starve them, yes, they will become solitary because they need to be able to eat when the other one can't. And that's the only reason why. Other than that, they eat together, they play together, they sleep, and they just have fun and relax. I think these tigers have had many years of rest, of stress-free living, and I can see how a tiger will react to anything after they have spent, like Enzo, 14 years almost. This coming March it would be 14 years. How they develop and change into a cuddly animal that can still kill you, but he won't, because he's happy. And now Diego is showing us how little respect he has for the beautiful clean water by not getting out of the pool when he's relieving himself. I hope you're not, Diego, but I think he did. That's why I used the chlorine as well. But he's enjoying the pool. Best thing I could ever have done is give them the swimming pool. I mean, how many times do you really swim? Okay, but except you. You know who I'm talking to. You swim every day, but I swim when a big crocodile chases me. But I will be swimming soon in the other pool, so I guess pretty soon I will also again remember what it feels like to do what he's doing every day. Well guys, that's it. He's just curious and looking at stuff. But I think that was a myth, that they are solitary and they can really enjoy life, live it without stress, consume food that needs to be disposed of, doing us a favor in that sense. That's why we had zoos back in the 60s, 70s and 80s. Because the greengrocer would take all the leaves from the carrots. The butcher will take the little pieces of meat that's left over and take all of that to the zoo to get disposed of, while the animals that was there to view was being fed. Then came the 90s and everybody wanted to make money, and things were thrown away and not given to the animals anymore. It changed a lot in the last few years. But we have got the perfect example. We can always change it back. Well guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy that. Like always, have a great day.